Good evening and welcome out to GCU Stadium for a powerhouse matchup between the GCU Lopes and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish Rugby Clubs. This is going to be a great matchup. The Lopes come into this game 6-2-1 and currently in first place in the Gold Coast Conference with playoffs next week. The Fighting Irish boast a record of 6-5 with wins against University of Michigan and University of Louisville. JP Sarr here with you, going to be with you here for this great display of rugby over the next 80 minutes, and it's the first of hopefully many GCU games in this beautiful stadium. This is a great inaugural game for the rugby team to play in front of all their fans out here. The anticipation is building. Everyone's excited to watch the Lopes tonight under the lights. On the big stage, they have won 2 straight and 5 of their last 6. They're playing hot. This is the Lopes' final tune-up before the season finale in the Gold Coast Conference Finals next weekend. You can follow GCU Rugby on Twitter to keep up with those games. Starting for the Lopes here tonight, Joe Koeman will be one of the props. Lincoln C will be on the other side playing prop. Avery Longry is the hooker tonight. Chris Cheers and Roddy Hamilton are the locks. Matt Barber, Connor Fishman are the 2 flankers. 8-man is Nick Heinrich. Scrum half is Austin Taifu. Fly half is Brendan Curl. The 2 centers are Darian Pickett and Maceo Brown. And the wings are Drew Pelter and Josh Ransom. And the fullback will be Brent Williams tonight. Lopes take on the Fighting Irish here tonight. Fighting Irish just got home, or just got up to Phoenix from a trip down to Tucson. Suffered a tough loss against the Wildcats. We are underway here in GCU Stadium.
And we're underway. Number 15, the fullback for GCU, advancing it up the field, but strong defense.
Fullback Brent Williams. Caught it, taken down. Lopes offload it. And a kick down the field.
And that might be an early indication of the style of game GCU wants to play.
Footing is a bit tough here today. I took a walk down there on the field. Grass is a bit slick. Of course, this is used for soccer and mostly soccer only. Joe Cook for the Irish fighting it through. Randall loads it off. Anonia taken down.
All right, we have a penalty against GCU.
Penalty against GCU.
It's going to be a penalty to Notre Dame. They have an option to tap and go or kick for yardage. Looks like
Notre Dame's going to kick for yardage. Notre Dame will now have a line out inside the 22-meter line of the Lopes.
Usually when the ball is taken out by one team, it's the other team's throw-in, but it was a penalty. So in this case, Notre Dame gets to kick out of bounds and get the throw-in to get a technical
Irish throw-in by Justin Pizzamento. And a great tackle by Connor Fishman. Lopes playing very good defense here early on. Keeping the Irish back, closing on the ball real quickly.
Strong defense by the GCU Lopes here, trying to counteract
Randall.
The crash ball on the forwards.
And the Lopes turn the ball over. Offside's called against the Lopes.
Penalty against the Lopes. It's an offside in the breakdown. It's going to be another penalty to...
Another kick for Notre Dame. Notre Dame gets it closer to the try line.
Notre Dame opts to the line out here. Let's see what they do. Perhaps taking it down, looking to drive it in with their forwards into the try zone.
Notre Dame line out just about 10 yards away from the try zone. Line out in, tipped back, a great line out for the Irish. Able to get it down right away. The ruck support comes. Notre Dame's fighting off some Lopes tackles.
This is a strong run by number 6, Matt Strosser for the men in white. Slipped the first gap and set a good platform.
Matt Strosser with a great run there. Strosser with the ball again. Support comes for the Irish. They continue hammering it in, getting ever so close to the try line.
Notre Dame definitely trying to set a physical tone for the match up front. A lot of forward crash ball.
Support here for the Notre Dame Irish. And a penalty called against Notre Dame. GCU with a great turnover there, continuing their great defensive play. And the Lopes will have the ball. Lopes are going to take the penalty kick, get some yardage, move it down the field. And a great kick there, gets it past the 22-meter line, almost to midfield. Lopes line out. Avery Longery going to throw it in.
Nice throw to the second jumper. Something called here by the referee. There's an infringement by GCU. It's going to be a free kick for Notre Dame.
It's going to be a free kick for Notre Dame. Encroachment from the Lopes. And the Irish take the free kick and start running it. And they lose possession.
We're going to have a knock on by the Irish.
Knock on by the Irish. Going to be a Lopes put in. Scrum half Austin Taifu going to take control here. Hooker Avery Longery's leading the Lopes here in this scrum.
Number 9, Vice Captain Austin Taifu with the ball in hand.
Vice Captain Taifu puts it in. Lopes with a nice push. Lopes start a nice play there, get a big run. Nice run there by Darian Pickett, match captain for this GCU Stadium debut. And a high tackle against Notre Dame there. Charge against number 5, Joe Cook. Lopes with a penalty just on the 22-meter line. They elect to kick for yardage. This one fired up.
The man in the number 4 jersey for GCU,
Avery Longery gets it in over to the man in the 16 jersey. And a great run here. Brendan Curl finds some space. Curl brought down the support, gets there for the Lopes. Great run there, switches the field for the Lopes. They keep it moving, trying to keep the pace fast. Notre Dame's playing a much more physical game. The Lopes are trying to keep the pace fast against the Irish. Lopes have numbers on the outside. They get it up, and a move for the Lopes will score a try here early on. Lopes take it early, 5-0 lead. Beautiful run there by Brent Williams. Picks up the first try in this GCU stadium. This is the only game scheduled for the Lopes in this stadium, but hopefully years down the road, maybe they'll be a regular here.
Great set of phase play by GCU. Started off by a beautiful break by the fly half.
Fans are fired up here early on.
And then Maceo Brown, number 13, put away the fullback for the try in the corner. Fantastic job and great teamwork by GCU.
Maceo Brown for the conversion.
And conversion's good.
The conversion is good for the Lopes. They take an early 7-0 lead here. That was an electric run by Brent Williams. It all started with Brendan Curl's breakaway run to get past midfield. Set it up nicely for the Lopes, and they kept the energy high. They kept the pace fast. And now Notre Dame will send the ball back off to them. Lopes get possession. Taifu takes it off the right-hand side. Penalty called against the Lopes. Notre Dame will kick this one inside the 22, almost to the try line. Right at about the 1 yard line. We're going to need some good defense from the Lopes here to keep the Fighting Irish out of the try zone.
For those of you that's your first exposure to rugby here at GCU, the men's program's been around for a number of years, as you can see by the quality of play out in the field. And GCU has just started a women's rugby program as well.
And the line out put in. The ball collapses. Notre Dame with the support. Randall going to offload it. Gets it to their big man, Joe Cook. He loses the ball. Lopes gain possession. Knock on against Notre Dame. It'll be a Lopes kick. Excuse me, Notre Dame went offsides there. Lopes get possession. That's the second time here early on that Notre Dame has been right near the try zone. And Lopes with a nice put in. Going to be called offsides against the Lopes. Scrum put in. Put in will be for the Irish. Randall puts it in. Lopes with a nice push. Randall gets it out, offloads it. Nick Argy with a nice run there. Support comes for the Irish.
Number 9, Jake Randall plays it from the scrum. And the Irish are looking to keep attacking to the right-hand side.
Irish takes the scrum all the way from the left-hand side to the right sideline. Joe Cook fires that one through. And a knock on for the Irish. It'll be a scrum put in for the Lopes.
It looks like it's going to be a contest of two contrasting styles this evening. Notre Dame Fighting Irish, the men in white, definitely want to keep the ball close to the hard yards with the forwards, whereas GCU looks to attack wide with their fast.
Sun setting here in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. A hot day. Austin Taifu with the put in. Notre Dame switches possession there. They're going to kick it up on the ground. A beautiful kick there. Going to go into the Lopes try zone. They will put it down.
Looks like a penalty and offside call against GCU. Let's see what the Fighting Irish choose to do. Instead of kicking to touch like they've done the last couple of penalties, they're going to take a shot at goal.
Notre Dame will take a shot at the goal. Penalty against the Lopes offsides. They like the position they're in. Going to elect for the points. Kick is through. Notre Dame gets on the board.
3 points for the Fighting Irish, given to them by their fullback.
22-meter kick for the Irish brings the score to 7-3 for the Lopes.
Right, the men in GCU kicking off to Fighting Irish.
GCU going to kick off to the Fighting Irish. Maseo Brown with a nice kick.
Fighting Irish in their territory.
Irish kick it up the field. Fullback gets possession. Brent Williams over to Brendan Curl. Lopes taken down right at about midfield. The support is there. Nice run by Roddy Hamilton.
That was a really
Strong push by Notre Dame. Pushed over the ruck. Forced GCU back inside their 22-meter line.
For those of you new to rugby, rugby is again the newest Olympic sport. After being in the Olympics in 1920 and 1924, it just returned to this most recent Olympics in Rio, where the USA men and women competed very well, finishing in the top.
Line out going to be put in by Avery Longry. Chris Cheers goes up and gets it. Gets it back to Brendan Curl. Curl kicks it up the field. Irish getting back onside.
Strong open field tackle by Connor Fishman. But a penalty called by referee.
Penalty called by the referee there. Irish going to kick for yardage now.
So far this evening, a real back and forth game. Neither side has been really pinned in either half, but playing this middle of the field right now.
Game been very back and forth. Irish going to have a put in here.
Ball of the Irish, and the speedy passing and quick skills at the backs for GCU.
They get it in over to Randall. Referee calls a penalty. Will be Lopes possession. Going to be a put in for the Lopes. Lopes have been getting real good pushes here on the scrum. Look to see another one. They get it out. Curl with a nice run. And a great run by the Lopes. Maseo Brown taking it much quicker than the other Irish defenders, and he's going to slide in for a try. The Lopes will get their second try of the board. Maseo Brown, one of the more electric Lopes players. The center has 6 tries on the year so far. He had 11 tries in their recent Sevens tournament. For those of you who do not know, Sevens is a much more upbeat, quick pace of rugby. And now the conversion by Brown will be a tough one.
Some beautiful footwork there as well as a real turn of pace.
Great pace by the Lopes here early on. Lopes have elected to play a lot more quicker than the Irish. Irish have been trying to play physical, and so far it's been working for the Lopes much better than the Irish. The long kick from a bad angle. It's on its way, and it is wide left, no good. The conversion fails. but the Lopes do get the try. They are up 12-3.
But great try. Unlike American football and rugby, wherever you touch the ball down for a try, you have to take the ball straight back from that position to kick for the conversion. Great try there. Your Lopes are
Lopes going to get possession again. What we've seen from the Lopes here early on, their speed's been much more quick. They've rattled off a couple big plays. They're going to look to do it here again. Brendan Curl launches it up the field, goes out of bounds just about midfield. It will be an Irish put in.
Welcome tonight to a great rugby match. We have the GCU Lopes against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. It's fantastic to see so many GCU students here, as well as a number of members of
Noah
the
Peterson
local
waiting for it. The Irish get it in. Couple nice moves by Mac Vanek. Vanek gets a nice run there. The ruck comes over for the Irish. And a block for the Lopes on that kick. Very nice job. Would have been a great kick for the Irish. They had a couple wings speeding up the field. Irish maintain possession. Matt Strasser looked like he was going to kick that one. Lopes took him down, high tackle, and it'll be a penalty against the Lopes. Irish restart it, kick for yardage.
All of the GCU club sports athletes in attendance tonight, thank you so much for supporting your men's rugby program this evening.
Great showing out here in GCU Stadium. Many fans out here just learning the essentials of rugby. Line out brought in by the Irish. Lopes pushing this maul. The Fighting Irish get it out of there. Getting close to the try zone. Joe Cook now. Nice stop by the Lopes. Penalty for the Irish. They get it back quick. They are close to the dry zone. GCU keeping them out as much as possible. And a penalty against the Irish. That is the third time for Notre Dame that they have been right there, just about to score, and a penalty called.
Strong defense by your Lopes there. Under a lot of pressure from the quick tackle.
Strong defense by the Lopes. Creates a Lopes put in. Lopes have been very successful on the scrums. Taifu, the scrum half. Puts it in, gets it out. Curl gonna fire it up the field. And the fullback for the Irish sprints it up the field. Support comes. Randall over to Cook.
And again, Cook doing the hard yards for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Probably carried about 30% of the ball for the men's white.
And a knock on. The Lopes are going to get possession.
We have a knock on by the Fighting Irish, but referee Peter Hugo was playing advantage for previous infraction. Penalty the Irish. Let's see what the
Penalty called against the Lopes before the knock on. Irish are going to elect to go for points. And Conmee
Number 15.
going to attempt this kick. Leads the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in conversions. And he gets this one to go.
And just over the right upright, but it's in. 3 more points for the Fighting Irish. Bringing your score.
3 more points for the Fighting Irish. Brings the deficit to just 6.
For Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
12 for the Lopes, 6 for the Irish. And the Fighting Irish will get the ball back.
Wearing the number 4 shirt tonight,
Avery Longry wearing the number 4 shirt. The hooker on the field. Kick-offs the ball to the Irish.
A true Renaissance man.
And Randall kicks this one up the field. And the Lopes run over the defender. Great play there. Very aggressive running. Threw a shoulder right into that Irish tackler and proceeded on. Gonna have a timeout here. Lopes played real well early on so far. Two early tries, one for Maceo Brown, the other for Brent Williams. Have the Lopes up 12-6.
Your GCU Lopes leading the Notre Dame Fighting Irish 12-6.
Timeouts much needed here in this Phoenix, Arizona weather.
As he stepped and ran about 40-50 meters against the Fighting Irish.
It was over 90 degrees here today. It's probably dropped to just about 85. Fans are loving it though. Beautiful night out here in Phoenix, Arizona.
And again, a special welcome and thanks to all of the clubs.
Stadium has such a great view overlooking this campus. It's a beautiful night for rugby.
GCU Club Sports family and support the GCU men's rugby team.
Line out in favor of the Irish. Joe Cook taps it back. Worked away and knocked on by the Irish, but the advantage given to the Lopes. They keep it playing. Lopes back up, get in position. Support comes. Working it forward, using their strength. They keep inching along, pounding their way towards the try zone. Switched ends. The big boy Connor Fishman hammers it through.
An offside penalty against the Fighting Irish.
Offside penalty against the Fighting Irish.
They can kick for points, kick to the touchline, or do a quick tap penalty. They've elected to see if they can take 3 points and extend their lead over the Fighting Irish.
Lopes have some options. Looks like they're going to elect to go for points. Avery Longry lining this one up.
Avery Longry, ready to take the kick. Like I mentioned earlier, true Renaissance man. He can do it all. Kick for posts, kick for touch, drop kicks, even occasionally score tries.
Longry moving in. And he kicks this one up, and it is good. The Lopes put some more points on the board, extend their lead. The Lopes will be up 15-6, a 9-point lead.
It's 15-6, the men in purple.
The Irish will kick it back to the Lopes. Lopes are hoping to keep the pressure on, keep pushing it down the field. Score reads 15-6 with just in the 27th minute here, but this game has been a lot more even. The Irish have been to the goal line 3 times, unable to punch it in. And the Lopes kick it just near midfield. Out of bounds, going to be a line in, line out for the Fighting Irish.
And beautiful steal on the line out by your Lopes. Let's see what they can do with this surprise ball.
The Lopes gain possession.
Nice pick and go, working up the middle of the pitch. Austin Taylor passes left, and a nice slip step.
Great run here for the Lopes, working it into Notre Dame territory. Curl gets the ball. He's taken down hard, and a great ruck by the Lopes, and a fake. Nice fake throw by number 16, Austin Taifu. Number 13, Maceo Brown, with some great little moves. Lopes working on some great protection here. And they're going to turn it over. It was knocked on by number 5, Roddy Hamilton. But the previous infraction for Notre Dame will come into play. Lopes going to kick for yardage here. They'll have a line out just about 20 yards away from the try zone. Lopes look like they're moving in again.
It's going to be a light Lopes line out with about 15 meters into the try line.
Just about the 30th minute here. Lopes lead 15-6. Have a line out. Longry kicks it in. And a knock for the Lopes on top of that line out. Going to be a scrum with the put in going to the Irish. Great opportunity there. Missed for the Lopes.
Number 9 for the Fighting Irish, Jake Randall, to put the ball into the scrum. He's been having a strong game all evening with great distribution from the runs.
Jake Randall. Scrum half for the Irish. Good push by the Lopes. The Irish get the ball. They kick it down the field. 14, Drew Pelter. Excuse me. Curl will get that. Now Drew Pelter. Pelter on the far side with a little run. Number 12 with it now. And the Lopes have numbers, and they have some speed. Another load off. And the Lopes are going to break some tackles, get into the try zone, and score a try, extending their lead. Lopes are up 20-6 now with the conversion to come. Great play there by number 7, Connor Fishman. He got the ball on the outside, cut it back in towards the inside, and as he was being tackled in, touched it down for the try.
Some beautiful coast-to-coast run.
Beautiful play there for the Lopes, Avery Longry.
Beautiful run up the left-hand side by Drew Pelter. Ball works through the hands coming back to the middle of the field. And then a beautiful offload under pressure with the score by number 7.
Nice job for the Lopes there. Extending their lead, looking very poised here early on. Longry just off the right side. Gonna attempt the conversion. He steps in. Kicks it up. Conversion is good. Lopes move their lead to 22-6 here. 32 minutes in this first half. Lopes so far look like the more poised team, making the less errors. And it shows on the scoreboard, 22-6 lead.
Your GCU Lopes with a strong lead. About 8 minutes left in the first half.
The Irish kick it back to the Lopes. Lopes hoping to score once more. 8 minutes left here. Curl gets it over to the left.
Shows the ball, does a little dummy, and then breaks through.
Kicked it up. Full back for the Irish. Bringing it up. He kicks it back to the Lopes. Fullback Brent Williams now, using his speed, using his moves. Gets it over to the left side. And the Lopes try to get a little too fancy there, trying to get it to Drew Pelter. This one goes out for a Notre Dame line out. This one got by Joe Cook. Now Mac Vanek pounds it in. Work to the left side. Nice tackle there by the Lopes. Riley Worth wearing the blank jersey, playing in the 12 spot. Support comes for the Irish. Randall. Not much distance gained for Notre Dame. Lopes playing very good defense, closing on the ball fast. Randall kicks it back. GCU's gonna let it go into the try zone. They will tap it down. GCU seems to be the much more aggressive team here early on. They kick it deep. Notre Dame taking that distance right back. Taps it to keep it in. Curl kicks it up. Curl with a nice open field tackle. Beautiful play there. Penalty against the Lopes, but nonetheless a great tackle there by Brendan Curl. Irish will kick for distance. Irish with the line out.
Number 18, Justin Pizzamenti with the throw-in.
Pizzamenti with the throw-in.
Looking to drive the ball up the field.
Irish trying to drive the ball up the field. Mauling it forward. Irish moving those legs.
Holding the ball in place. Irish got a little bit of momentum now. Trying to work that ball.
Irish still pushing it. Really working the Lopes here. They break it out. Randall getting ready.
Randall getting into the ruck and clearing the ball.
Randall got into the ruck. Ball kicked back. Lopes gain some more territory, but the Irish keep possession. And the Lopes will take possession there. Irish lost handle of it. The Lopes kick it back. Number 10, Nick Argy, pounds it in. Fighting Irish. Nice offload there by number 3, Aristotle Zervadakis. Lopes trying to push over the ruck, take possession. They get pounded off by the Irish. Irish getting ever so close to the try zone. Mac Vanek getting closer. Lopes trying to keep him out. Randall gets it right there. Anthony Anonia. Lopes using their power, working together as a team, keeping them out of there. The fans are loving it. Both teams working hard. The Ruck getting ever so close to the goal line. Ref has not signaled try yet.
No try, but we do have a penalty against GCU.
No try, but a penalty against the Lopes.
Irish's ball, 5 meters out.
Kick to touch for the Irish.
And they're trying to take it in again.
Trying to push it in. No sign from the referee. Hard to see with all the bodies around, but a try is scored for the Irish. Their first try of the game. They pulled just a little closer to the Lopes just before halftime. 2 minutes left. Clock is ticking. The Irish down by 11 with the conversion to come.
Well done to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish there.
Dan Conmay going to come in.
And again, a contrasting style there. You notice Notre Dame marched the ball up the field, kept it really close.
Notre Dame really worked it well down there. Using their size, using their bodies.
With the straight-on conversion to come.
They were able to pound it in there. Pulled just closer to the Lopes just before halftime. Lopes fans trying to distract him, but to no success. The Irish get the 2. Pull within 9, 22-13 the score here. 1 minute left before the 40-minute half expires. Avery Longry gets the action. Back underway. High kick. Tipped behind for the Irish. Lopes had plenty of time to get some pressure on him. Irish going to have to work fast here. And we have reached halftime here in GCU Stadium. Lopes have played real well here early on, rattled off some big runs, built some momentum. The fans have loved it, and they have a 22-13 lead here at halftime. We will be right back for a halftime breakdown right after these short messages.
GCU is the university that never sleeps, moving at the speed of light. And now GCU is leading in the area of computer science and IT. With over 200 university degree programs across 9 colleges, on campus and online, join the most inventive concept in education today. Fast track options available with courses in cybersecurity, cloud computing, and systems architecture. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/IT. At GCU, earning your degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. To find your purpose, it takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience in delivering real-world degree programs online. GCU's online class size averages less than 17 students with full-time faculty and student advisors. Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Call us today at 855-428-7692.
Finding the right college isn't always simple. The choices I make today affect where I'll be tomorrow. That's why I chose Grand Canyon University. Here I'm working toward a greater purpose and a place that feels like home. With scholarships to help me earn my degree, I can graduate in less than 4 years. By attending GCU, Arizona's premier private Christian university, I know I'm not just making the right choice, I'm making the smart choice.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
13 lead here at halftime. Aaron Gino, one of our cameramen, joining me for halftime. Aaron, it's been a fun half. As a fan who doesn't watch a lot of rugby, how have you enjoyed this first half filming it?
Oh, man, it's been great. It's always great to mix it up and try a new sport. I know last week we got to do lacrosse for the first time. This week we get to do rugby. And it's just a fun experience trying new sports that you normally don't get to experience in high school as much.
And understanding the game of rugby, are you able to follow it? Is it fun? Is the announcer here helping you out? How have you been able to accumulate? Because I know there's probably a lot of fans sitting here. We got the stands full. Right. Everyone's really excited, standing up on their feet. How have you been able to approach the rules and understand the game of rugby?
Yeah, sure. I don't think I'm an expert quite yet, but I definitely know what someone hitting another person hard is. And a good hit is a good hit in every sport. So it's been a great experience. The fans have been great. Tons of people are piling in the stadium. It's always fun just to have a great experience here on a weeknight.
Yeah, the fans have been electric tonight. It's awesome to have this environment for our club sports here around GCU. We'd like to take a minute to thank everyone who participated in the Run to Fight Children's Cancer. Here's a look at what a great morning that was. I'm sure some of those fans are here tonight. Let's take a look.
Today was an awesome day. The 7th annual Run to Fight Children's Cancer, brought to you by Grand Canyon University Foundation. And this year we are absolutely on track to surpass the $500,000 mark. So not only are we excited with everything that has been accomplished to date, we're just honored to be part of this community and help bring together the folks who need that camaraderie and want to raise their voices to support pediatric cancer research.
Today has been pretty incredible just to see the huge crowd that came out, and of course Team Jace's defenders is pretty amazing. Seeing Jace honk the horn for the 10K and the 5K and then the survivors walk, see his smile is just amazing. We felt united together, and just to see them and to see how much they support us, whether we're at home, in the hospital, doing a race, it's amazing and it feels really good.
It's incredible to have everybody come together and unite together and show their support for us, for the other families, for families of tomorrow. It's hard for me to tell them, Ann and I, to tell them how much it really means to us. And I think all the other families who are out there fighting cancer, how much it means to us. We have a lot of friends that are here because they're friends of us and they know our Jace who's been fighting cancer, but strangers that come out who don't know anybody fighting cancer to come out to this event, it's even more powerful because they're out here supporting something that doesn't directly affect them.
The time to fight cancer is before you have cancer. That's when you fight it. Let's fight now, and let's keep others from getting it. And let's address the issues. And it's not just one issue. There's many layers to it. Yes, finances are extremely important and we need more funding. But along the way, we also need to hold out our hand to those in need and ensure that no one fights alone.
Nearly 2,000 participants there. The proceeds benefited Phoenix Children's Hospital and Children's Cancer Network. It was awesome, Aaron. Did you get a chance to go out there?
I didn't, but I got to see the video edited, so our own Tyler McDonald was a big part of that. So it was really cool just to see him shoot it with his own camera and be able to edit it and just do the whole experience through GCU TV, so it's always great to see.
I was actually walking around towards the second half of that, and it was pretty awesome. It was a great experience, and it seemed like a great environment. It seemed like everyone had a great time.
Yeah, great cause, great people. It's just a really good opportunity that GCU can do something like that. So
pretty sweet. We also have some volleyball going on.
Totally, yeah. This weekend we're going to have a lot of men's volleyball back in action. I know they've been doing good with Shalev Sada and all the whole team, and it's always a fun experience to go in Antelope Gym and just see volleyball. So be sure to tune in for GCU TV, the men's volleyball this weekend. Watch them take on Fort Wayne Friday and Saturday at 6 p.m. So it's going to be a good experience.
Softball is also back from the road for a doubleheader. They play Washington next Wednesday, March 22nd. Watch the game live here on GCU TV next Wednesday, 3 p.m.
Yeah, and also don't forget, fans get 20% off in the Lope Shop. Get the best gear to show off your Lope pride. Go to lopeshops.gcu.edu to find everything GCU, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GCU TV20, GCU TV20 to get 20% off for being a GCU TV viewer.
Also, GCU always throws some great plays together here. West Side Story, the classic tale of a turf war between rival teenage gangs, opens in Ethington Theater on March 31st. This spin on Romeo and Juliet has been captivating audiences for decades, and this production will be no exception. Get your tickets now at gcu.edu/west. We have a great rugby game here out in Phoenix, Arizona. It's been a beautiful night. The weather's awesome. We will be right back after this for the second half.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
There's an exciting new destination for food, fun, and relaxation in the heart of Phoenix. Come to GCU Hotel and Canyon 49 Grill, where our hospitality management students gain hands-on workplace experience and deliver unmatched service right alongside the staff. Enjoy beautiful amenities like the resort-style pool and full-service fitness center. From the gaming lawn and patio to the artisanal coffee and teas of GCBC, you'll never want to leave. Room rate $79 per night. Visit gcuhotel.com to book your visit today.
We stand up every day for the future of West Phoenix because this is our home. We see every block and blade of grass as our own. Every story is our heritage. Every child is ours to inspire. And every tough reality is ours to transform. We'll bring brilliant minds to the table, neighbors, students, public servants, and leaders. We'll roll up our sleeves and revive each block, brick by brick and dollar by dollar, until every learner, worker, school, and business has the tools to exceed its potential. Every success story will fuel us forward. We'll shine light in darkened corners and knock down ivory towers, sowing seeds of sustainable shared growth. We will humble ourselves to the greater good and write new rules for transformative campus and community renewal. Why? Because we are Grand Canyon University. We are the next generation. We are in West Phoenix, and this community is our home.
Can you give me my...
Welcome back here in GCU Stadium. Second half is underway. It's going to be a scrum now for the Lopes. Second half started with a bang. Scrum breaks up, referee giving him a little talking to. Put in by Austin Taifu. Lopes get it, bounces it over to Brent Williams. Back towards the center of the field. The ruck comes to support. Over to Curl. And the Lopes find a guy wide open, but it just gets out right in front of his legs. Notre Dame was hoping for a quick line out. That was Josh Ransom over here. He had a lot of room, a lot of space, and he was just unable to get to the ball. Ransom very deadly. One of the quick wings. He had 2 tries in their 7th tournament a couple weeks ago. Notre Dame gets the line out in. Strong defense for the Lopes. The referee calling a penalty against the Lopes in advantage of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Lopes up 22-13 here. 2 minutes into the second half. Aaron Gina joining me.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be on the broadcast. I'm glad to join you.
It's been a fun night. I'm sure it's been fun for all you watching, all the fans out here in GCU Stadium. Line out going to be put in now. Justin Pizzamenti. And the Lopes take possession. Number 12, Austin Taifu. Had some high speed going on. Kicked up by the Lopes. Notre Dame gains possession. Notre Dame going to kick it out. Lopes will have a line out.
Yeah, we have a pretty close game here, 22-13. So the Irish is by no means out of this game. So I'm excited to see who establishes momentum coming into the second half. You know what I mean? Really can shift the tides.
Early on, we saw the Lopes. Early in the first half, we saw the Lopes with a much more pace element to the game. Notre Dame was trying to do much more physicality.
Yeah, the Lopes had some explosive plays to really get some tries there in the first half.
Line out in for the Lopes. Sent far to the right side. Brendan Curl keeps it going. Lopes have some speed now. Drew Pelter had to go back to get that one. Lopes ruck comes to support. But Notre Dame with a great reach in, blocked the throw, and they gain possession. Penalty against the Lopes, it looks like. Going to be a scrum put in for the Irish. Scrum engages. Lopes getting a good push. Irish get it out. The Irish support comes. Lopes keeping the pressure up though. Kicked back for the Irish. That kick sent out of bounds, going to come back to the place it was kicked from. Lopes will have a line out. The Irish steal that one.
You know, I think whoever scores next, it's really going to be big because if the Lopes score, they can start to establish a pretty large lead again. But if the Irish come back and score, then we got a close game. So I think the next
definitely a big deal.
Yeah, the next points on the board are really going to be a big deal for this game.
Darian Pickett getting real physical. Offloads it. Lopes with some speed now. Maceo Brown working his speed, and he offloads it, and the Lopes will score a try. Number 16, Austin Taifu, the vice captain, the scrum half. He scores a try for the Lopes. Just as you were saying, some serious momentum.
Right.
The fans are on their feet. They increase their lead 27-13 with the conversion to come.
Yeah, that was big for the Lopes there. It was 22-13, now 27. So the Lopes are starting to pull away. By no means is the game over, but every try helps with establishing some more comfortability and the flexibility of the scoreboard there. So the Lopes really starting off the second half well with that try there.
Darian Pickett used his speed, got around a defender, was able to offload it to Maceo Brown. Maceo Brown always is the most quickest player on the field. He was able to trick one defender, and then it was a 2-on-1, and he was able to feed it to Austin Taifu.
Yeah, the Lopes' speed has been a big factor in this game. Some of the plays, they just get it to the outside, and they are just gone.
Avery Longry attempting the conversion. Locks in and just misses wide. The Lopes fail to convert on that try, but nonetheless a 14-point lead for the Lopes. 47th minute here in the second half.
Yeah,
Lopes keeping the momentum going and keeping the pressure up.
that's right. They're starting off hot. Just the start they needed the second half to make sure they're establishing dominance in this game that can very well shift quickly.
Yeah, we've seen it, especially for the Lopes. They've been capped off by some huge plays. That's been the main source of their tries, their scoring.
Yeah.
And kicked off to the Lopes. Lopes kick it back, a high kick. Gave the Lopes defense some time. Open field tackle, Maceo Brown. Beautiful play there. Notre Dame rucks it just past midfield. Randall back towards the right side. Pizzamenti hammered that one in. A great drive for the Lopes. Austin Taifu just hammered that ruck over. Penalty called against him. Notre Dame will kick forward distance, just past midfield. They're going to get the ball just inside the 22-meter line of the Lopes. Notre Dame hoping to counter right back at GCU after they had that explosive try. The line out comes in. The Maul getting pushed by the Lopes. Lopes using their force. Strong defense by the Lopes. But the Irish gain some momentum back, get some speed going. Working it on the left side, on the far side. Lopes with a hard tackle brings him down. What a hit there. Notre Dame keeps possession. Joe Cook pounds it in. GCU turns the ball over. A nice take there. Curl's going to kick this one up the field.
Yeah, that was a big hit there by Darian Pickett.
Of course, this kick inside the 22-meter line. So it'll be a line out where it went out of bounds if they were in front of the 22-meter line. And it went out of bounds in the air. It'd have to go be a line out for Notre Dame back at the spot of the kick.
Yeah, Notre Dame had a great push there. I really thought they were going to maybe get a try there with a lot of really good passing and some good laterals. I thought they might get it in the corner and slide it on then.
We've seen that from Notre Dame. Lopes get the line out, keep possession. It was tipped up higher. Avery Longry was able to bring that one in. Connor Fishman uses his size. Brendan Curl, nice stiff arm Brendan Curl trying to pull away. His jersey was grabbed. GCU keep working it. Brown now finds Brent Williams. Brent Williams was almost going to offload it. Brown switching sides. Avery. Chris Cheers that was. Got that one in. Austin Taifu tried to kick it in. Going to be a penalty. Advantage Notre Dame. Penalty against the Lopes. 50th minute here. 10 minutes gone in this second half.
Yeah, the game's slowing down a little bit. Not as fast-paced, aggressive. It's a little more calm, a little more field position of a game. So we'll see who can really establish some aggression and some confidence going into the 50th minute here of the game.
Right on that, you are, Aaron. Referee explaining the infraction to the Lopes captain and vice captain. Darian Pickett there to get the explanation.
Darian's had some big hits tonight. A lot of big crowd pleasers here in the stadium tonight.
The match captain is loving playing under these lights. He has 3 tries on the year. And the penalty kick for the Irish is advanced up the field. Just about 20 yards away from the try zone.
Notre Dame has some good, they have a lot of good opportunity right now. Let's see if they can make a play here. They really need it, especially going in closer to the middle of the second half.
They win the line out. They ruck it to keep possession. Pizzamenti driving it up, just staying in bounds. Randall. And Randall couldn't handle it. The Lopes put some pressure on and almost caused a turnover. We've seen this several times for the Irish. They've been right down there, unable to punch it in. Randall to Barber. Matt Barber pushing it through. And now Mac Vanek. Penalty charged against the Lopes.
Another good stop by the Lopes. They've really done a good job of holding their defensive position on their own side of the field.
Yeah, they have done a good job. Notre Dame going to kick for some yardage, get a couple inches closer. They're just inching up to the goal line. Pizzamenti throwing the line out in. Very successful one for the Irish. It's one thing we've seen from the Irish. Their lineouts have been real smooth, real clean. Irish get possession. Move it forward again. Randall to Pizzamenti. Pizzamenti's been a big part of the Irish. And the Irish almost lose possession. Luckily, it went backwards, not charged with a knock-on. But the Lopes take possession. Penalty called, high tackle against the Lopes. Fans do not like that one here. The Irish are considering opting for the points, and they will.
Yeah, I think that goes for all sports, not just rugby, but whenever you have a chance to take points, you usually take them. You see that a lot in football with field goals, you know what I mean, 3 points versus, a fourth down chance on getting like 5 yards or so. They're going to opt for the points here and just inch their way closer in this game.
Dan Conmey going for the conversion. The fans screaming, trying to distract him, but a relatively easy kick for the Irish. Straight through the uprights. The Irish pull within 11, 27-16 the score here. 55th minute. Just 25 minutes left here. This next part of the game will be very important for whichever team tries to pull away or come closer.
Yeah, the Irish have a very good kicking game, I've noticed. They've, even if it is bad, at least today, they've definitely proven that they can establish some points on the board with their kicking game. I think the Lopes have missed, is it 2 tries now? So, tries as in attempts to kick, not to be confused with the points.
Kickoff for the Lopes. Longry gets it. Irish are unable to handle it, but it bounces backwards, fortunately. That's the second time in the last 5 minutes.
That's right.
Very fortunate for the Irish. The Irish load it off. Randall works it back. Almost like a punt in football. They kick it deep. Lopes getting it over to their much more speedy players, but a foul called. Penalty for the referee.
Yeah, I think the Irish have established maybe some overall possession a little bit more than Lopes tonight, but the Lopes are definitely beating them on explosive plays here.
Lopes have had the highlights.
That's right. Possession is good and definitely a factor in multiple sports, but obviously the points are a little bit more important.
In the end, the scoreboard is what matters, and the Lopes up 27-16 here, midway through the second half.
Plenty of time for the Irish to get some points on the board. Plenty of time, but the Lopes are holding strong.
Line out for the Irish. The Lopes tip it back towards their side. Going to take possession here. The ruck comes. Lopes toss it off. More support for the Lopes. The speed of Brendan Curl. Nice stiff arm there. Keeps him on the ground. Lopes gets support. Austin Taifu looking for someone to load it off. Taifu again really controlling pace. Matt Barber with a nice run there. The ruck comes. Lopes playing very fundamental here. They get a couple of these and then they rattle off a big run. Offside's going to be called against the Irish. Lopes going to bring in a sub now. Thomas Knopp. Lopes kicking for distance. Thomas Knopp coming in for Joe Kooiman.
Yeah, what a fun night it is, you know, just to come out here with the beautiful Arizona weather and enjoy a great, different sport tonight. You know, we're used to seeing soccer in the stadium. We're just finishing up basketball. You know, that just finished in the stadium over there, and it's just great to get outside and just experience rugby. A sport that isn't as popular in America, but it's still a great opportunities to come and experience this.
Rugby is growing, and it's no better place to have it here than Phoenix, Arizona.
That's right.
85 degrees tonight. Much better weather than the East Coast is having this weekend. Getting hammered by some snow out there. The line out. Taken by the Irish. The Lopes take possession. Penalty called. Knock on by the Irish. Advantage for the Lopes. It'll be a put in on this scrum for GCU. Scrum half Taifu will control this. Lopes getting ready. Hopefully put some more points on the board. It's been a real back and forth game here. Once the Lopes went up by about 9, it's been real back and forth. And here they find themselves again up 11, looking to score again. Nice push there. Taifu gets it way back. Maceo Brown. Brown almost broke a tackle, got some support. Notre Dame plowing them over. GCU keeps possession. Going to be a penalty going back to that spot. Going to be an advantage for the Irish. Tough break there for the Lopes. That attempt looked real threatening. The Irish kick for some distance.
Don't forget about the Lope Shop and the discount that you would get through GCU TV. That is GCU TV 20 to get 20% off for being a GCU TV viewer. So just a little special we'll throw in at you. So make sure to take advantage to get your favorite Lope accessory and gear at the Lope Shop.
It's got to be great. I'm going to use that code, take advantage of that.
That's right. I know I have.
Randall gets the line out. Over for the Irish. Fighting Irish working it down. 60th minute. Just 20 minutes left here. Irish need to score some points now, and the Lopes take possession.
Yeah, there hasn't been a try in quite some time now. There was a kick. I think the last points went to the Irish, but I think
That
the
was
next
about
try.
the 53rd minute.
Let's see. The last time I brought up about tries and scoring, there was a try pretty quick. So we'll see if I can go 2 for 2
Maybe
here.
you're the lucky charm. Penalty kicked by the Irish. Unable to go out of bounds. Lopes going to have it here.
A lot of momentum.
Quick run there by Brendan Curl. Taifu gets it to Fishman. Fishman, a nice run there. Support comes for the Lopes. Fishman once again really working the ball through him. The Lopes kick this one deep. Back to the Irish fullback. And a nice open field tackle for the Lopes. We've seen that a lot here. Lopes playing good defense. They gain possession. Mishandle by the Irish gives the Lopes possession. This one well out. Brent Williams using his speed, trying to get some moves. Almost had some room out here towards the sideline, but slipped a little, lost his footing. You know, I was walking down there earlier. The grass is a little bit slick here. GCU Stadium, it's the first time normally they're playing on turf. They're probably just not used to this. Seen both teams slip around a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little slippery. I know the crew, grounds crew, does a great job maintaining this field, but at nighttime it does get a tad bit slippery. So those spikes are pretty important to stick in the ground before we're making a plant or a cut. But that hasn't stopped the Lopes tonight. We've had some incredible plays, so I wouldn't be surprised to see another breakout run here coming pretty soon.
Line out coming in now for the Lopes. Avery Longry throwing it in. Won by the Lopes. Taifu fires it over to Curl. Curl to Maceo Brown. Brown finds Drew Pelter. Pelter using his speed. He scored a try earlier. He stumbles down there. Lopes get this one. This one's Thomas Knopp, the big boy, using his body.
Yeah, Lopes got some good field position here. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Avery Longry gets it
is.
to Fishman, and Fishman is going to score. Fishman getting his second try of the game. Great play there by the Lopes. It was all set up by this great line out here. Longry brought it in. Taifu fired a long throw out to Williams, and Williams got it out to Pelter.
Yeah.
Pelter used his speed and set it up for the Lopes.
It's a great switch there. They had it on one side of the field. They made sure to lateral it across the other side and really utilize the open space. So really good job by the Lopes there, taking advantage of the good field position.
Lopes lead 32-16, waiting on the conversion. Avery Longry going to have a tough angled one. We saw him at a tough angle on the other side of the field. Almost made it. Let's see if he can knock this one in here. But the Lopes, 16-point lead, just 15 minutes to play. It's looking good for them now, but it is not over yet. Notre Dame still has some weapons and tricks up their sleeve.
Yeah, still, there's nothing like getting a good, good point lead, 16-point lead here to really, just kind of exhale and just, know that you can play the next 20 minutes, 15 minutes pretty hard.
This one missed just left. Started left, and it was fading back, almost came in.
Yep,
looks like my drives. That one almost faded right back in the fairway, but just misses.
Yeah, Lopes have been struggling on the kicking game here. I mean, they haven't needed it, which is good, but there are those games that, you always need the extra couple points. So
that's such a tough angle for kickers, and Avery Longry did a good job to get that close. Lopes up 32-16. Irish kick it off to them. Irish trying to get this going quick. Lopes getting the counterattack. Brent Williams so quick. Penalty offsides against the Irish. GCU's going to take this penalty kick. Brendan Williams now. This one almost out of bounds. The Irish tried to keep it in, but it eventually went out. Going to be a line out for the Lopes just past midfield. Lopes going to try to slow down the pace, maintain possession, use their size. Line out coming in. Referee penalty against the Lopes. Infraction on the line out. The Irish will have the penalty kick, bringing it back to the spot.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see if the Lopes change their game plan a little bit, from a little more of aggressive stature to a little more passive, a little more defensive oriented, Try
and
to
Joe Cook breaks a run.
Yeah.
Not normally enough for speed. Offloads it. Matt Barber now working it down. Excuse me. Matt Strasser, that was, number 6 for the Irish.
This is what the Irish need. See if they can capitalize on a good ball movement like this.
Lopes bringing in a sub. And the Irish get in for a try. They cross the try line, pulling just closer to the Lopes. It's going to be a tough angle conversion. So right now it is an 11-point lead. Going to need a heck of a kick to make it a 9-point lead.
Game's not over yet for the Irish. They definitely have enough time, and that try right there was very needed in order to stay in this game. So we'll see how the next 13 minutes play out.
It's going to be exciting. VJ Leuda checking in for the Lopes. Conversion attempt by Dan Conmey coming up. Conversion fired and misses wide. Lopes still lead by 11. Notre Dame really needed that one. They're trying to hurry up pace here.
Yeah, that's a tough kick. I don't care how much you practice that one. That is just challenging.
Yeah, tough to miss out on that points, but definitely understandable. Lopes going to kick off to the Irish here, 32-21, late in the second half. We've seen tries for the Lopes by Fishman, who scored 2. Taifu scored 1. Maceo Brown scored another. And Brent Williams scored the 5th. It's been a really exciting game here in GCU Stadium. The fans are out in bunches. It is real exciting. Kickoff to the Irish. Received.
See, Irish have a little momentum in these last 10 minutes, so they see if they can utilize that,
They scored a try. They're feeling it now. Kicked high, not very far. Lopes get possession. Back to Brendan Curl. Brendan Curl very strong with his stiff arms. And he pushed a man to the ground. Support comes for the Lopes. Here comes Leuda. Hammers a guy over. Maybe the biggest guy on the field. And he uses his size to his advantage.
Yeah, it doesn't matter the sport. A big hit's a big hit, and that's always fun to watch.
Brendan Curl with the run there. Offloaded. Great move there. The Lopes working it in, number 12. Darian Pickett. Here goes Leuda again. The big boy working his weight down the field. They get it to him, and he just powers it in. Little skirmish there between two guys. Lopes working the ball. Almost tricked the Irish. They get a nice run there, though. This one fired off a great move. Matt Barber working it in. Matt Barber in between the goalposts. Scores a try for the Lopes. Lopes extend their lead. Fans are back on their feet. The players are loving it. They are pumped. And this is almost 10 minutes away from a big win against Notre Dame. And a lot of confidence moving forward for the Lopes.
Yeah, just the bounce back that the Lopes needed. The Irish established a little bit of momentum with that try, but then the Lopes said, you know what, we see you, but this is our game, this is our field, this is our night. Welcome to Arizona. Try for the Lopes. Great job.
37-21 the score here. Conversion by Longry to come. Right in front of the goalpost should be all but a formality. Knocks it through. The score 39-21 for the Lopes. Lopes leading by 18 with 9 minutes to go. 8.5 to be exact. Almost approaching the 72nd minute. That was just such an exciting move down the field for the Lopes. We saw a couple runs by VJ Leuda, and he is just such a big man. He was able to hammer it through, and that's always fun to watch. He ran the ball twice, and both times the fans got to their feet and were excited.
Yeah, he is such a powerhouse. Every time the ball gets near him, the fans start to get a little excited. Then the lateral goes to him, and then you just watch him go to work and use that power for the Lopes.
Maceo Brown received the kickoff. Couple subs checked in for the Lopes after that try. Number 22, Niemer Munakash. And the Lopes breaking off a run here. Curl loads it off the Fishman. Support needs to get there for the Lopes. The ruck pushed off. Curl now took that one out. He unloaded it to Fishman, jumped right back up and was able to run it there again. Munakash there. He checked in for Taifu. And, VJ Leuda was going to have one of those powerhouse runs again, but was unable to corral the ball.
Yeah, there's been a lot of bobbled balls tonight.
There has. People haven't been able to grasp it quite well. Going to be a scrum with the put into the Irish. '73rd minute here. Lopes up by 18. If Irish are going to strike, they need to do it now. The scrum with a great push for the Lopes. Irish get possession. Pizzamenti hammering it through. Lopes trying to break through the ruck. Kicked low and rolling kick. Bounces over the head of Brendan Curl. Curl taking his time. Nice juke move there. He gets the ball towards midfield. The support comes for the Lopes. Work now for the Lopes. VJ Leuda unable to be brought down. Carrying men as he's working down the field. What a guy that is. Gains about almost to the 22-meter for the Lopes.
Yeah, the combination between Curl and Leuda is just explosive.
Man. Lopes lost possession and had a hard hit. We're able to get it back there. Leuda was trying to get it again. A kick by the Irish.
Yeah, another drop.
But a knock called against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish before he kicked it, hit it with his hands. Lopes will have a scrum put in with just 5 minutes left. Lopes want to add to their lead. They want to put some more points on the board.
Yeah, they're not turning off the switch. They're just turning it up. Really good to finish out this game.
Fans came here to see points, and the Lopes are going to give them some points.
Yeah, totally. Fans definitely got a good game to come to tonight. Lopes really showed up. Even the Irish have been playing great. I just think the Lopes have especially had some really great plays.
Lopes going to use that penalty call and elect to kick. Going to try to go above the 40-point mark, extend their lead to 21. Longery not taking this one. Looks like Kerr will be. Low kick, line drive, but goes through the posts. Good kick now for Brendan Curl. Lopes up 42-21. Wow, what a kick, Aaron.
Man, Curl does it all. He's running, he's breaking tackles, he's making good laterals, and he just finished it off with a kick. What can't this guy do?
Definitely one of the better players for the Lopes tonight. So many great stars here, though. Don't know how to pick a player of the game. We'll just pick everybody because it's a great night out here in GCU Stadium. 4 minutes left. Lopes have 42 points. Irish half that amount with 21.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see if the game gets a little chippy here. It often happens in sports when the opposing team knows they're going to lose, and then there's just a little bit of
a little frustration.
That's right, a little bit of crunch time left.
Line out, or the kickoff goes out of bounds. It'll be a scrum put in for the Lopes. Austin Taifu checked out a few minutes ago. Should be for the match. Munakash came in. He will be the scrum half for these final 4 minutes for the Lopes. Munakash back to Curl. Curl getting through some Irish defenders. Munakash. Hard tackle and a hard hit by the Irish. Lopes keep possession. Off to Fishman. And stripped by Pezzamenti. What a nifty play there.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a lot of those this game. You know, Fishman was just coming up, and he just said, I wanted more. Great play by the Irish.
Penalty called against them. Lopes will have the penalty kick. Curl going to kick for some yardage. Line out will be for the Lopes now. Kyle Hammondtree going to throw this one in. Nice tip by Notre Dame. They win the line out. Bounce it up. Curl has had the ball so much, said his name a lot. Darian Pickett with some speed there. Lopes offload it. Another phase now for the Lopes. Curl gets it over. Get it to some of their quicker players out there on the far side of the field. Little scrappy play here early on. Getting a bit sloppy. And Munakash now with the ball. Someone loses their shoe. Thomas Knopp. Tallest guy out there. Lopes lose possession. Get it right back. Knock on called.
Yeah, Lopes are doing a good job of holding possession at the end of this game. It's a really big deal just to make sure they're holding on to the ball and say, hey, we're going to finish out this game here. So
they lose possession there. Scrum put in for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. 30 seconds left here. Scrum put in for the Irish. Rugby works a lot like soccer. When it hits the 80-minute mark, the time will stop, but the play, whoever's possession it is, will be allowed to finish. And the Irish, we're going to see a big run. A lot of space here. Kicked on the ground. Trying to be chased down. The Lopes have it. Going to throw it out and end the game for the Lopes. 42-41, the final score. GCU picks up the victory. A great game for the Lopes. Penalty against the Lopes. The game will continue. They threw it out. There was an existing penalty. Notre Dame's going to try to score before this game can end. Get some extra rugby here. Lopes trying to keep the defense going. 42-21. Right on the try line. Lopes working some hard defense. Try scored for Notre Dame. 5 more points for the Fighting Irish. Brings the score to 42-26.
I think a lot of people thought the game was over there, and then the Irish,
Lopes threw it out. The Lopes thought the game was over too. They threw it out.
Yeah.
Trying to end the game there. Last play, once it ended, the game would have been concluded. But the referee kept it going with the penalty. Enabled the Fighting Irish to score one more. Fighting Irish continue to fight. Dan Conway going to take this conversion attempt.
Another tough kick here. We'll see if he can get this one. This one's a little bit of a better angle. He's a right footer too, so he'll have that natural bend and see if he can put it right through the uprights here to end the game with a few more points and maybe some more confidence going into the next game.
This one kicked high, no good. That is the game. Referee blows it dead. What a game for the Lopes. What a great experience playing in this stadium behind the support of thousands of fans. Hopefully this can give them the confidence moving forward. Lopes are looking to cap off their season next week in the Gold Coast Conference Finals with their first championship in club history. Going to be a fun game. Make sure to follow GCU Rugby on Twitter and stay up to date in those finals. I want to say a quick thank you to the crew. It's been a fun game here tonight. Aaron, have you had a good time?
Yeah, I've had a great time. I'm glad I could make my debut with JP and a great crew, great night. And it's just a fun experience, and it's always a little bit sweeter to have a Lope victory.
Make sure to follow GCU on Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. You can catch the Lopes Rugby's final game. You can follow it along on Twitter. We are not broadcasting it, but it should be exciting. For Aaron, Gina, and myself, have a good night and go Lopes.